Welcome to Marvel Champions Podcast. It's a podcast about Marvel Champions, the card game. I am your host, Scott, and with me as always, my co-host, Ryan.
Hello. Welcome back, everyone. Mostly Scott, because we talk a lot, and it's good to see your face again, even though we see each other all
I
the
saw
time.
you yesterday.
Yeah, you did see me yesterday. It was good times. What's
Yeah.
been occupying your time right now?
Ugh, dude, everything, life. Trying to figure out when I can play this cool game. But I have dedicated a weekend in October that I know I'll get to play the game a whole bunch.
Whoa. What do you mean?
You know, that little con that's happening in October?
What is it? Is it something with Marvel Champions and DC?
Yeah, MCDC.
MCDC. I feel like there's a ACDC reference there, but whatever.
Yeah.
We got it. We caught it.
Yeah.
That's exciting. That's right. The Marvel Champions are planning to attend. So
Yeah,
get ready. Grab your fancy clothes. We're going to be there.
that's right. Come play a game with us, and we'll be happy to say hi or say hi to us. So whatever. Whatever.
Yeah, I've actually been working on a couple of decks that I've been thinking about bringing. I'm trying to bring a good assortment. I want one for every single aspect, and then a bonus one, just one that I liked. So we'll see how those go.
I am thinking up a couple of decks. I'll need to get them play tested, but we'll see how it goes. We have not played many big multiplayer games with people that actually know what they're doing, so this will be fun. Hopefully,
Very
people
true.
that go know what they're doing. If not, we'll still have fun.
Well, what we'll do is we'll turn those chumps into champs.
That's right. So,
Nice.
yeah, we're excited.
And I think maybe we'll try to do something special as well. Maybe we'll bring something that a little sneak peek into some things that we're working on.
Yeah, and hopefully that'll be a dry run, and we'll be able to share it out with more people after that. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
But enough about the con. Let's talk about a hero. And we're jumping the gun. We're jumping some villain reviews that we haven't done yet. We're gonna talk about some Silk today.
Fancy.
And it's gonna be an interesting one because I feel like Silk's has a little bit of controversy with it.
Really? You think she's controversial?
Yeah, I don't know. I
Just
don't read
sounded
these
good.
anymore. Yeah, it just
Okay.
sounded good. It's my little like news tagline that could be fake or could be real or could be a mix of both.
It's your hook. That's what it is, right?
It's the hook. That's right.
Okay.
Is she really a web warrior? Find out in this episode of Marvel Champions. That was it.
All right. Sounds great. Sounds like a 90s cartoon show, Ryan. Well, this
Every
is your
time.
hero. You love
It's
her,
my
I guess.
hero?
So, yeah, why
I
don't you
love
just get
her?
going?
Okay. You want to start off with the hero first or alter ego?
Oh, we can do either one.
I'm going to do alter ego. Sydney Moon. I think the biggest thing that stands out to me for Sydney Moon is number one, the genius trait, which I think is awesome. And I'm glad that she has it. I love getting me some ingenuity. And I think her ability is quite unique. It's the whole tuck card mechanic in the game. And I think it's a fun way of playing in Marvel Champions. I'm not sure if it worked out perfect in with this hero, but I do like the idea behind it, and of course I like drawing cards, so I like her action.
I like I like what you said. I like the ability to draw cards, and then I like the ability of the tuck in concept, and that it did kind of takes potentially some bad cards off the board, which is a cool thought and concept. So sure, we'll get into it a little more, but at the basis of it all, I do like that.
Yeah. But and of course, hand size 6, health of 10. I think health of 10 feels right for her. So I don't have a complaint
Seems like
about it.
most people are right around that 10, 11, unless they're just like a beefy character.
Yeah.
And most people get a 3 boost of health for most kids. It's not all, but
Yeah,
a lot of those.
Same old, same old. Now her hero form, that's the interesting one.
What do you think about their stat line of 1, 2, 3?
I more and more, I think I've talked about this in other episodes. More and more, I feel like I'm not a fan of the 1, 2, 3 because I feel when you give that three to defense, it pigeons them into basically a terrible thwarter and not a very effective in other places. And I think it kind of happened to Silk a little bit. I don't think she's a terrible thwarter, but I do find that her thwart and attack are just not basic, I should say. Basic is just not much going on until you get her rolling.
Is Ghost Spider was 1, 2, 3 as well, wasn't she?
Yes, and I'd say she would be more of the exception because of the way her setup is.
Right, right. Maybe it's just a female web warrior thing. They just 1, 2, 3. There we go. Yeah,
I'm just not a big fan of the stat line. I found that heroes that have that I have more of a struggle with.
I like the three defense, but like you said, I felt like protection tended to help me play her better because she had a high defense and I could do stuff with it.
Yeah, yeah. Which we're gonna come back to because I have something. I have a fun little segment we'll do.
All right, web warrior traded. We kind of figured that was the case.
Yeah,
She has a response, Silk Sense. After you defeat a minion or side scheme, or resolve a treachery card, tuck that card under here from the encounter discard pile. So the whatever card you're dealing with has to fully resolve, get placed in the discard, and then you can pull it out. Which, depending on who you're playing, you could stack that up pretty quick, get a couple per turn potentially.
now I found that this sometimes just whiffed, and because it was so central to her kit, it kind of was almost devastating. And then other times I just saw him just flooding in and that. So I would say consistency wasn't perfect, but overall I think it did its job. I like that it's got treachery, minions, and side schemes. It's got all three. That should be enough for you to get that fueled in.
Yeah, I'm with you. I felt like there was times where I was like, man, I can't get any cards tucked to do anything that she wants to do. I mean, and in essence, having tuck cards is almost a cost for her for a lot that she wants to do.
Yeah.
And if you can't get those, you can't do anything that she wants to do besides basic stuff. So,
Yeah, yeah. If you can't get those cards tucked, her engine just sputters. So, I found it more with multiplayer games that I had more of an issue with it than solo,
yeah, I would agree.
which I feel like it would be easier because there should be more opportunities, but it didn't feel that way.
Or it wasn't like in the right time. Like, you're always having to beg people, hey, let me take out the minion. Hey, let me take out the side scheme. And
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
well, other people want to do that too.
yeah, yeah. Timing's important. So
All right.
we
Do
can
you
just
want to talk
if
about spaghetti fingers?
we can just go through them real quick. I don't have a whole lot. I spaghetti fingers I thought was okay, but I often used it probably more as a resource.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if I was like desperate for a card, I mean, kind of not only are you're milling the deck in this way. Yeah. I don't know.
It makes sense for her kit, but it was definitely a two-edged sword, which I don't hate. So I kind of wish
Okay.
it just did a little bit more. I think it just needed that little more oomph to make it stronger.
Would you rather have seen like a one cost and like tuck two cards or something?
I'd rather it probably just be zero cost and just say search the discard pile, and then you can just pull it out of the discard, and you don't have to
Or
mill
like the
the
top
deck.
five or something? Yeah.
Yeah,
Look
cause
at the top five and pick one.
yeah, because I think for zero cost, it's not meant to be great. Well, I think pulling a card out and tucking it isn't, I mean, it can be very helpful, but it's also kind of, it's not like an immediate effect necessarily. And so if you can pull from the discard and just tuck it, I feel like that's one cost worth. Or sorry, zero cost worth.
Sure. Yeah. Spaghetti fingers. Okay.
I do like spaghetti fingers though, like just the art of the spaghetti fingers. A swinging web kick. Or silk kick, sorry. Sorry, Spider Man.
Whoa. Whoa.
I do like the art on this one. She's like double kicking two people.
What I have to say about this one is that I'm glad they at least made her that first number relatively big for the cost. Because if it was like five and then the kicker, ugh, I just I
Mm-hmm.
yeah yeah. I'm just glad
Yeah,
it was seven.
yeah. I think we're gonna talk about this more on another card, but I agree with you. For three costs, I'm glad it's at least seven. If it was six, I think it would have been harder to justify. But the two extra damage makes sense, and it gains overkill. Like that's very powerful for three. So that's a nine with overkill. That's really good. But you have to discard a card. So not only do you have to have a card tucked under that matches what you're doing, which I found to be more rare than common. You have to discard it, so it's like almost like a one shot unless you've been collecting a certain encounter set.
See, that's the thing. I get the idea because they're like, oh, you overkill, you defeat a minion, you do the excess damage, you defeated the minion, therefore you get to tuck it.
Mm-hmm.
But the times that I had the right encounter set to the cards that I had tucked was like 25%. It never hit for me. It was so
Yeah,
inconsistent.
yeah,
And it's
it,
on more cards we'll get to.
yeah. It's like the definition of when it hits, and it's awesome. But when it doesn't, you feel left out.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but we're gonna return to this discard tuck cards with some of these other ones. For her thwart one, wall crawl here. Taking a long time to load. Jeez, man.
The hamster is war running as fast as he can, okay?
Yeah. I will have to say to go back to the previous one, I do think it's fun that that swinging kick is aerial. So I think that's I'm glad they put that in there. I liked that. So um wall crawl, thwart, two threat, and then again discard same encounter set for three. When it hits, and it is powerful. But when it doesn't, it's kind of it's okay. One cost for two is it's it's not the best. It
But
needs
you've
that
got no
extra thing.
you got no other kickers. Like I can play a multitasking or like a clear the area, and it's way better value. And
Yeah,
this is a
it
kick
is.
card.
Yeah, yeah. I think the tie-in to the character's mechanic, it just it needed something else with it. I don't know.
It was so inconsistent. Okay, that's all I'll say.
Consistency's the game. Yeah.
Uh, okay.
Tell us how
Hey,
you
I will
really feel.
say
Jeez, man.
at least her like alter ego cards were actually pretty good.
Yeah. Those were definitely the shining stars for her kid, I feel like. Um J. Jonah Jameson. Tell me how you feel
If
about J. Jonah. Give me some positive news here.
Well, like you alluded to, having a one thwart, I know she's got an upgrade we'll talk about, but having one thwart is really rough. But I do like that J. Jonah Jameson can remove threat from sign schemes, which in most cases helps you out a whole bunch. Or you can go get one of her cards, which helps you out. So he was a touch expensive, but I think he's worth it.
Yeah. If you can get him early game, he's very much worth that three.
Yeah. But
So
like you said, if you got ingenuity, you got things around you that hopefully you discard a tucked card in alter ego. You should have some decent resource, money to pay for them.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. So, it,
And well, the only other thing I was gonna say is the action is an action. It's not hero. It's not alter ego. Yes, there's an alter ego action on it, but the actual removing a thread is an action, which was nice.
yeah, this is the type of support that I like seeing. So,
Yeah,
this one was an A plus.
yeah. Give me a kicker on the alter ego that's can be strong, but then just let me use it. Let me use my support.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go ahead and talk about Albert Moon. I like it. I can consistently get the tuck card that I'm needing, and it fuels that draw card for inner alter ego, and it heals her. So I think this is a good support. Even though we just talked about J. Jonah Jameson being able to use it in hero form, this one I'm okay with because of what it can do in alter ego. It's not just like it can be a game changer for you if you can get this rolling and help you in the following turns.
I said it before, and I'll keep saying it again. I love these option cards because it gives so much variety of what you need when you need it. I found value in flipping down. Hopefully, I had one or two cards, heal on the down, and at the start of the next one, go ahead and take my two card draw, knowing that I can go ahead and tuck a card before I flip back up.
Yeah.
Just kind of net zero there. Plus, I get the heal and the card draw. So
Yeah.
that I liked.
Yeah, I agree. I think it comboed well with what she was doing, so I think this was a good one.
All right, time for a fresh scoop of poop.
For a scoop of poop. So this is her player side scheme that doesn't have victory, so this is kind of like a Miss Jubilee Mall. It has the alter ego action, which you can remove threat pretty easily in alter ego, and any player can trigger that. I like that. And then when defeated, the Sydney Moon player looks at the top two cards of the encounter deck and tucks one of those cards under their identity. I think that's good for her. And that's about it. So I'm glad it's at least 0 cost. Because if it was 1 cost, I wouldn't like this. So I'm glad it's 0. And you can always, if you're doing justice, you can start like adding stuff to it. And some of the when defeated scheme stuff that they do, you can play off that. So
Yeah, I like that too. Low threshold, you can kind of keep trying to churn it out. Use some of that when defeated side scheme kind of setups. I like that.
yeah. So I think it's a good addition.
Now, I do need you to tell the audience what you think he's telling her.
Oh boy. Let's see. There is the little don't cross thing. She's kind of smiling. So I feel like he's saying something like, and the guy just walked up and ran away.
He walked
got
up,
hit
but he
by
ran
a
away.
car. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, she does have good eye contact. I'll give her that. She's locked in.
Idiot.
Hey, you should come prepared. People want to see more costumes, Ryan. You should have dressed up like Cindy Moon. So
That's right. That's right. There has been mentions of costumes. Well, here. What is she saying to him? There you go. You tell me.
okay, so she's saying, and she's writing it down. She's like, I can't believe that's what she said.
You're just gonna throw it at that's what she said. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's move on here.
Okay. All right, who we got here?
Ooh.
This one's for you.
No. Dang it! I should have told you first. Eidetic memory. Close enough? All right.
Close enough. I'll give it to you.
All right. This was an interesting one. The whole when reveal a card from the same encounter set as one of your tucked ones, you can swap it out. And then you reveal that tucked one. So this is one of those kind of like preparation. I mean, it's not a preparation, but you can prep for. You play it, you know the encounter card, and you're like, okay, I know I'm going to use this to stop a Shadows of the Past type thing. So, and I like, for this one, I found that I didn't use it very often, even though I liked the idea of this card. And I like that it's an interrupt and not a hero interrupt or anything. So you can play whenever. And I like the art. I think that's a fun one.
Yep. I like that as well. I like that you can use it either way. And there was a couple of games where I played this and it was very beneficial. But then there was games where like just it didn't really connect. So it was fun when it worked, and it didn't work some other times.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think this one could really benefit from having Falcon playing with you. The Falcon can kind of help. But I've seen people also, I think, use like a shield deck with her and be able to kind of manipulate the deck for this purpose to try to rig the deck, I guess. Rig the
Yeah,
game.
makes sense. Cool.
Organic Web. This one I think is it's probably in her it's her top three best cards. I think this is in the top three. Um, Organic Web superpower, giving her that +1 thwart that she desperately needs, and it gives her a ready and aerial. I think for 2 costs, this one was a win. This was a great card.
This was probably one of my biggest upgrades that I would dig for her, because the ability to ready, especially if you're defending with a 3 defense, was key.
Yeah, yeah, I like the art on it too. It's
Cotton
probably one of
candy
my more
fingers.
favorite ones of hers. Yeah, Cotton Candy Fingers. It's pretty good. Do you
Yeah,
think she ever
yeah.
gets tangled up? Because she definitely looks like she's getting tangled in her webs.
No, I think it doesn't stick to her.
All right, all right. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. You go first on this one.
All right. Do you know who that bad guy is, Ryan?
Um, Wolfie.
I don't think it's Wolfie. I think he's called Jackal or the Jackal. Maybe. I could be wrong. I think he's like a Spider-Man bad guy. Yeah. So,
Because I
I
want to
could be
say like
wrong.
Wolfsbane, but that's not it.
It could be a werewolf. Who knows? Let's see. With so many space thwart, exhaust outwit. For this thwart, she gets +1 thwart for each card tucked under her from the same encounter set as the thwarted scheme. This one, yet again, I never had the right cards tucked underneath me. It was it was so inconsistent that it was just not worth playing. Her organic webbing was, because I at least got the +1 for sure.
Yeah, yeah. This one, the so let me give you a positive sandwich here. Positive. I'm glad you don't have to discard a tucked card. So I like that
Yes.
where you can just have it and not have to lose the stuff you've been working towards. The middle of the meat sandwich, the needs improvement, uh, that's all you get is just the +1. Unlike the next upgrade that we're going to talk about, it if you don't have a tuck card, this is a wasted card. It's useless for 2 cost. I feel like it needs something else to give you some type of benefit, and it doesn't. So it's just a waste.
I'm with you on like I wanted her tuck cards to function more like this. Like if you had the right ones and you had them and they would do stuff and you didn't have to discard every single thing all the time. But even then it just still didn't feel like it worked consistently.
Yeah, yeah. I think I would have rather her majority of her cards just reference a card that's tucked under her rather than discarding. So that way you can at least kind of you can build up the character and throughout the game you're getting stronger and stronger and you're honing down your tuck cards to exactly what you want. Do you want to be a minion killer? Do you want to be a villain killer? Do you want to be a thwarter? I think you can narrow it down with the right tucked cards, but if you're constantly having to discard, then you can't really hyper focus on your tucked card stuff. So, I mean, if this hits, it can be very strong, but that's it. If it's a waste if you don't have a single one. And I found often it's your odds are less than 50%.
I'm with you. All right, Biter Claws. So this is the attack version. She makes a basic attack, you exhaust it, you get +1 attack for anything with the same encounter set, but the attacks gain piercing regardless if that hits or not. So your basics gain piercing. That's at least the nice thing.
And that's what makes this, I think, an okay. It's 2 costs, which is still, I think, probably high for what you're getting. But if it hits, it's totally worth it. It's great. But if it doesn't hit, it's just piercing, and that's kind of like, but at least it is something. I wish there was at least something with the outwit that was like game piercing. I don't know if it would be just like you can go around guard and patrol. I don't know, just
That's what
something.
I was gonna say. Yeah, ignore patrol or ignore crisis or something. So
Yeah, yeah, just
who
give her
knows?
something. So I think
And
I
I
think
know
it's
people are
okay.
like, it's easy to get the same card, maybe, but like, what if I wanted to ready? And what if I had this other thing I wanted to do? And yeah,
Yeah, it's consistency. Um, that's the biggest thing. And she came out with Black Panther, and not to spoil, but Black Panther is a lot more consistent and just feels so much better. And when you compare the two, and you can't not compare the two because they came out at the same time, Silk just doesn't have that consistency to feel strong.
all right, last card, Ryan.
This one I also think is probably in her top three. It doesn't. It's 2 costs, spider reflexes. It gives you plus defense if you have a card matching. But the biggest thing about it that I think makes it so good is that last line. After this attack, tuck the top card of the encounter discard pile under Silk. It's fueling your tuck cards. And it's from the top card of the discard, so you know what's coming in. So you can kind of do some planning. That's what makes this so good, and it helps fuel what you're doing. So the defense, I feel like, is more of the secondary, even though it's definitely kind of feels like it's the primary reason for the upgrade. It definitely it's the tuck card for me.
That's that's the same thing as I use this with organic webbing, knowing, hey, I am incentivized for defending because then I get a card and I can ready
Yeah,
for a relatively net zero on that.
yeah,
That was that was the only bit of consistency that I could have with Silk. As
absolutely.
long as I had those two cards, two upgrades ready to go.
Yeah. If we were still doing our like ABC rating, these two upgrade combos together, the organic web and spider reflexes, helps for me move her up a letter grade, I guess, because they can be
Yeah,
very consistent and very good for her and what you can do.
right. No, I would agree with you on that. These two cards together could push her up from like a high, low grade to a little bit higher of a grade.
Yeah.
All
Oh
right.
well.
I say we fly through some of these protection cards. She came with protection.
Um, I'm trying to look and see which ones I liked. Any that stand out. Ready for a fight is probably one of the biggest
This
ones. I think a
is,
lot of people
yeah,
like that one.
yeah, ready for a fight. Preparation. I love preparation H. So it does have a
Gotta
requirement,
love it.
but it makes a lot of heroes play in a different way. It adds a kind of a meta shift for a lot of maybe some older heroes that struggle
Yeah.
being an alter ego. You can go down and get some of those benefits of alter ego while you're on the flip down, and then just know in villain phase you're going to flip right back up.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they took the idea of Colossus and was like, let's make this into a uh, aspect card, and I think this is great. I think it worked out great. I like it as a preparation. I think that's good. I think Black Widow could use this and have some fun with it. So it it definitely makes the idea of like the alter ego builds that people make. Um, this is a card that can make that work pretty good.
I want you to guess or make them up. What would you make the name for this Spider-Man right here with no shirt and pants on?
Um, Spider Tarzan.
That's what I was gonna say. All right, what
Yeah.
about this one?
No. Trying to see. He kind of has like body armor. Maybe like Rebel Spider-Man. I don't know. That's terrible too.
He does kind of look like a biker in all leather a little bit, so.
Maybe he's like the Ghost Rider. He's the only spider that can walk in both worlds.
And then last one before we go move on, what would you say this one is?
Okay, all right. That is.
I would say he's hipster spy.
I was gonna say that's Jackson Spider-Man with an X on the Jackson.
Okay. Okay. All
You know,
right.
hey, if Jackson, you're listening, that's not making fun of you. I'm saying you're Spider-Man. All right, we're laughing with
That's
you,
right.
not only if you're Jackson with an X.
That's right. So if you're out there listening, Jackson with an X, let us know.
Let us know. Write in and let us know. Um, Dr. Sinclair, is that the one you just clicked?
The hamsters are running as fast as they can, okay?
All right. Well, as it's pulling up, Dr. Sinclair, I think it's interesting. It's basically like the cousin or sister to Night Nurse. So kind of does something a little bit different. But hey, all right, cool.
Yeah, similar but different. Kind of like Nick Fury Sr. and Jr. or Samuel Jackson versus Hasselhoff. So,
Yeah, I like the any player can trigger it, so it can sit out there for a while. That's nice. And it has your favorite trait, therapist. I think that's
therapist.
a joke when we did the preview that you did on me.
Okay.
All right. Any other that stood out for you?
I
Ooh, you
enjoyed
like Spider Bite?
Spider Bite because she has some tech interactions. I think it makes it cheaper. So I like to play her in a Black Widow deck. She has some tech, so
Yeah, yeah. I saw you play that
yeah.
once, and that was good.
Any tech hero that has a lot of tech, you could throw that in and it makes her a lot cheaper. So,
Yeah, yeah. No,
so
I think she was a good card. I think 3 cost is a lot, but when you add in that tech thing, that it makes sense. So, stop hitting yourself. It's okay. Not today. It's okay. Energy shield's okay.
I like Stun Gun overall. I think that was a good, decent
Oh
addition.
yeah,
It's fairly low cost. It's almost two for one stun, or you can do two for two minion stuns.
yeah. I guess in the right
So
context, it could be a pretty solid upgrade. So, I guess this is the stun version of the Sonic rifle.
so it's good. I could definitely
It's
see
good.
its place.
Meh.
All right. Are you journalisming? Did you ever use this card, Ryan?
No,
If it
I've
ever
never
comes up.
used Journal. It'll never come up because no one wants to do investigative journalism.
I never took that class in high school, so
That's true. I don't even know if they offered that when I was in school.
I don't think they did, Ryan. Maybe a
No.
New York City in the Marvel universe,
Oh, that's
616.
true. That's true. Um, I did play with
Moreland.
Moreland played him. That was he was all right. He definitely had some interactions that I thought was interesting, but um, it's very much specific to Silk. So if any other player interacted with it, it's a little different. I guess it's not
Yeah,
because I guess they still get tucked under you. You just can't do anything with them, right?
yeah, yeah. It's
Hmm.
kind of cluttering up your tucked area.
We're happy about that because of the Web Warrior and what it does. So
Well, they would combo with that one Web Warrior card where you get to draw a card when they lead play,
yeah,
so you can just kind of keep cycling that to draw cards, and so pretty good.
I think I never played Spider Woman, but I did do the Quick Quip, and that was pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, I think I used that one in a recent game we played.
Yeah, I'm all about confusing, so I thought this was really nice to be able to do so. And for 2 costs, 2 confuses, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, well, I mean, you do have to damage a web warrior.
What's 1 damage,
It's
right?
worth it. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
totally worth it. Yeah. All right. Atlas, we'll talk about him some other time.
yeah.
But yeah, she
All
came
right,
with.
Scott. Oh,
No, no, we can move on to final thoughts.
well, before we move on to final thoughts, I got some trivia to throw at you. Not trivia, but some statistics I want you to try to guess.
Okay.
So I looked up what is likely the top 10 decks on Marvel CDB. And I want you to try to guess a few things. So, okay. Out of the 10, and I say the top decks, like they were most liked and stuff like that. So,
Sure.
out of those 10, how many are Spider-Verse decks? And what I mean by Spider-Verse is they generally had like across the Spider-Verse and the web of life and destiny, and along with spider allies. Out of 10, how many were Spider-Verse decks?
Out of 10, 9, Bob.
Ding, ding, ding.
Well, when you're, dealing with the chump here, Ryan, so come on.
No, that's true. That's true. Okay, so Web Warrior decks are very popular with her. Out of those decks, all right, there are 5 aspects. Out of 10, how many were leadership?
Leadership. Because of Spider-Man 2099, I'm gonna go with 3. No,
Oh,
2.
oh,
2.
oh,
2,
oh,
Bob.
no, 2. It was 2, Bob.
Yes.
Leadership. Only 2 of the top are leadership. So now I'm going to go with a different type of question, but in the same realm. What aspect had the most decks
See, that's tough.
and their
Web Warriors
number?
are a lot of basics, but I'm gonna go with Justice and say 4.
Dang it, that's correct.
Oh. And tell
uh,
everybody that I have zero knowledge of anything that you're doing.
well, no one's going to believe that now.
uh, Statistically, I'm gonna have to say half and half, right? So we'll say 2.
Remember,
Probably
there's
wrong.
5 aspects.
People like full in there. So that means like
I
112. All right. Which aspect did you say?
Well, I said protection, what she came with.
Protection. Okay, we'll go 2.
Yeah. 2?
Yeah.
It's a great guess. It's wrong. Goose egg.
0? Oh my gosh.
0 protection. Now there's definitely protection decks, but none of the ones that I pulled up. Now maybe there
Top
are.
10.
I didn't do a hardcore research, okay, people. So if you have a deck that has like 800 likes and it's a protection silk, sorry I missed it. Right in. This is how we're getting you to write in. MarvelChumpsPod@gmail.com. All right, last one is aggression and pool. Give me the numbers.
So if those had 0, then we're gonna go surely not more than 1 pull and 3 aggression.
That is correct. 3 aggression, 1 pool. Okay. So now, this is the final grouping. Because it's Web Warriors, we're going to talk about allies. Okay, top decks. What was the lowest number of allies in these decks?
Like quantity.
Quantity of allies.
Ugh,
Because she
Web
doesn't have a
Warriors love.
signature.
Yeah, right. Web Warriors love their allies. I'm gonna go 3.
Oh, you should have gone with what you were about to say. 4.
4.
Yeah, I felt like you were about to say 4.
Yeah.
So the lowest is 4. Do you want to guess the highest? And it's tied between 2 decks.
I'm gonna say like 9.
That is correct. It is 9 allies. The majority, I guess the average was about 7 allies in each of the decks. There was a 4 there were 2 6s, there was 2 9s, 1 8, and the rest were 7. So four sevens. Yeah, 4 7s. So what that tells me is that for people to enjoy Silk, they had to invest in the Spider Verse, except for one deck. So to me, that's really telling because I think that's like, is Silk good or are you just playing Spider Verse, which is good?
That's it. If you took out half of her kit cards, all you're really doing is playing Web Warrior cards. And you're
Yeah.
doing Web Warrior tricks.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you take half her cards, that's all that's left is Web Warrior.
Basic Spider-Man.
Yeah, yeah. So now we'll go into final thoughts. I figure I'd give you those statistics because maybe that'll help influence your final thoughts.
Well, I'm gonna go first so that I have the original idea because
Oh
it's
man,
it's really good. It's really good.
no.
So I I didn't hate her, but I found her inconsistencies really tough to enjoy her. She had moments where it's like, okay, I can see how they, this thought that it was going to work. And, I had like one or two turns, but it was so bad. It was so bad and inconsistent. It was never the right card. I never had the right one. I didn't have enough to discard, or I just discarded the one I needed, or I don't want to tuck I want to tuck a really bad card under, but it doesn't help me out except for taking it off the board. I don't know. It just wasn't great. So my rating is I was going to give it Arachnophobia, but
The movie, because
Arachnophobia
that's amazing.
is a good movie. It's a good movie, so I can't do that. So I'm going to give it Sony's Madam Web. So bad. So bad. It's like it almost could be good, but it's just so bad.
Oh wow, that's like a D rating in our old rating. That's bad. That's
Well,
like Valkyrie level, man. I actually haven't seen Madam
she's.
Web, but there's a reason
Hey,
why.
now you'll need to see it, Ryan.
No, I don't think I'm gonna waste an hour and whatever of my life.
Which is telling, Ryan. I'm not going to waste an hour of my life playing Silk in this game.
Ooh, man, you
Mm.
are brutal.
I did not like Silk. She was, in my opinion, she was not good. I know there's all heroes for every person and different playstyles, and some people are like, "It's the best, it's my favorite," and I am all for that for you, but for me, no. Madam Web.
You just,
She.
you just took a huge silk dump on it. Goodness gravy. Okay, all right. Well, we know how you feel. Don't hold back. I am not as brutal as you. I agree. Her consistency is what kills. And I really like the idea behind Silk. And playing it, you can see it being really good. And there are times where it hits. And when it hits, it's like, this is fun. But it's not enough for me to enjoy her nonstop. And so I haven't gone back to her, and that's tough. I hate that. I like the idea so much, but one thing I do want to say is, as you pointed out, like there's this idea that you can tuck cards that are nasty and you can just keep it under her, but you really can't, because by doing that you're hurting the rest of her kit, and it's meant to pull in, use them, and get rid of them, and just keep cycling through them. So you really can't just hold on to them as much as you. I mean, you can, but it just doesn't. It throws her whole flow off. So I'm gonna have to give her. What was the rating? I just had one. Yeah, I have it. I give her the rating of getting caught up in her own silky webs. She does get caught up, people. She gets all tangled up, and she just like, it's clunky, and she's got to get all out of it. I hike a backpack, and I don't know if anyone's listening does this very often, but I've hiked and walked straight into spider webs. And when you walk into a spider web while hiking, you keep walking, and you're just kind of like, ugh, and you're just trying to get it off, and you still feel it after you still are walking, and you're just like, and you're like trying to just get it off. That's how it felt. And I wish she was just a little bit better. I hate to say it, but this one I think is a miss for me as well. But I'm open to giving her more opportunities.
Yeah, to me, this has been one of Tony's only misses for me. Everything else he's done so far, I've really enjoyed. So I guess they all can't be winners.
It's true. It's true. You gotta have struggles so that you can do better in the future. I'm sure we'll have another tucked ally or tucked mechanism for a hero one of these days, and they'll learn from it and be better.
Yep. All right. Well, we want
Says the
to.
people that aren't designing cards, right?
Yeah. We want to hear whether you're calling the exterminator on Silk, or if you collect spiders. I don't know.
Okay,
Tell
where you go
us.
with this?
Leave a comment, write into us, marvelchampionspot@gmail.com. We'd be happy to know your thoughts on Silk and which aspect of your statistics, Ryan, do you think people play the most? Were your numbers wrong? We want to hear everyone's thoughts. So, yeah, that's it. And like we said, MCDC, check us out in October. I would tell people to go get tickets, but I think they've been sold out for like weeks. So maybe
Yeah.
next year.
Ooh, sorry.
And there should be some exciting stuff with that maybe here in a month or so. So be on the
Yeah,
lookout.
well,
Watch. All right. If you want to go from a chump to a champ, listen to the Marvel Champions podcast. See you.
I can't believe that you said Madam Web. I mean, that's horrible.
Insert Madam Ed here.
How would you know if you could climb a wall if you've never tried? Hope the spiders were worth it, Mom. Ah, spider people. But I don't have a neuromuscular disorder.